Hey everybody, this is Rick Russell. I'm here with my boys Josh Russell and Caleb Russell. We're the three that taught A. Russ everything he knows. Want to welcome you to the first round of the 2021 Lake Superior Open. And we have a great card for you here. It's Leiviska, Ben Kroll, Paul Oman, and Mark Williams. These guys are all awesome players. They're all very backhand dominant, so I'd be willing to bet the over-under on forehand or sidearm shots is going to be in the 5 range. What do you guys think? Maybe even under.
Yeah, probably pretty darn close with that. There are some woodsy shots where you might have to do a little sneaky sidearm scrambling out here, though.
Beautiful, beautiful property. If you have not been to this property, Mont du Lac is the name of the resort in Superior, Wisconsin. It's awesome. Josh, tell us about these big animals all over the place.
So apparently they have a large bow hunting fest and music festival out here every year, one of the largest in the world. So I guess tickets are available for that if you want to come check that out or play some disc golf.
Bowfest.com. You can go grab those tickets. And with that, we're going to get to the round. Josh will help us out here with the drone footage.
So hole one's just a monster downhill smash. Really, it's about matching the speed of your disc and the stability with the nose down angle or the nose angle that you want. So you can throw a lot of different shots, mid-ranges. See Cale going with the big sky hyzer just to put himself in the fairway down there.
Next we have Mark Williams. Mark is a somewhat local guy. Brian, the TD, has told me that his dad was a pro hockey player, which is not hard to believe. He is a large, powerful man. He gets it out there nicely too. This is Ben Kroll. Ben is also a really good player. I've seen Ben play 2 or 3 times now, and he gets a really nice drive out in the middle of the fairway too.
That's a great shot.
And rounding out our card, this is Paul Oman. Paul and Ben, I think, would get more notoriety if not for Cale being so good and dominating the scene in the North as he has for many years. Kind of reminds me of the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and Creedence Clearwater. Those guys would have made a lot more money if those Beatles hadn't showed up, and we'd probably hear a lot more of Ben and Paul if not for Cale. The dude is just so solid. I got to watch him for the first time at this tournament, and it was a treat to see how consistent he was. Mark with an awesome upshot, gets a good kick toward the bucket too. I also think that Cale and guys that are really good like that, they say that luck favors the prepared. I think if I throw a good upshot, I'm going to get a tree coming in, and he seems to dodge those trees a lot.
He's got one of the smoothest games I've seen.
Yeah.
Tall Paul with a good bid there. It's tricky even if you throw a good shot down to the bottom, that low ceiling. Unless you're pushing edge of the circle, it's tough to give anything a run.
Yeah, it's a really well guarded green, well laid out.
So it's a par card for our group starting out.
Hole 2 here is a short but very technical little hole with a casual creek on the left. And you can throw a touchy sidearm or just a backhand mid or putter. Mostly you see backhand mids from this card, I would assume.
Oh yeah. Wow.
That's a good shot from Cale there. He'll get him close to the edge of the circle.
This gap is a tighter gap than it appears to be on video. It's not that easy to hit. These guys are making it look easy.
Great shot from Mark there.
Ben with a nice little stand-up shot there.
Yeah.
So if we can get 4 for 4 through the gap here, Paul, come on.
This guy's smooth.
I
I don't see him having a problem. Oh, he was going sneaky gap.
I'm wondering if he was shooting at that gap. By the look on his face, I don't know if he was or not. Paul's up first to putt.
Oh my goodness.
Just a Great bid. I'm guessing that was about 80 or so. Maybe 70 or 80 from back in the creek.
Wow. Well laid out by Ben there.
Beautiful shot. Let's see another look at that one.
And if he misses that, he's down. He's got a tricky uphill putt from maybe funky footing in the creek. It's a nervy putt there for Mark early in his round, and I think this is one of the first times he had been filmed on a card, so maybe a little of those nerves coming into play, but at least it sat for him.
Those our guys are cleaning up here on hole number 2. It was a very wet day, and the particular dirt that they have here is quite slick, as you'll see right here. These guys had to be really careful walking down some of these downhills and uphills, and there's quite a bit of downhill and uphill on this particular course.
I was filming this card, and I can say that my sweatpants did not look the same when we were done with the round. Hole 3 here is a pretty straightforward shot. Mid-range kind of turnover, or just a flat hyzer, or sort of hyzer to filter shot to get yourself into the circle. This is one the guys want to at least give themselves a look at.
Pretty good line, straight line at it, but guys try and hyzer through, you can definitely get up close, but there's also a lot of obstruction. There's the straight shot. A lot of obstruction if you try and hyzer it in there. Easy to get caught up. I love the contrast between Paul's shot and Mark's shot. Paul is so slow in his delivery, and that's a good thing. He's very controlled and slow, and Mark is just like all out, full, total commitment with his whole body on it. Nice putt there by Cale.
Yeah, I love to see those unique throwing styles.
I remember Cam Messerschmidt, I asked him, give me one tip a few years ago, and he said, slow down. You'll throw farther, you'll play better, just slow down. It's really hard to do, but Paul does a really good job of that. Just a great smooth release on his shots. And we got a star card here.
Hole 4 here is a tricky one. It's a kind of placement, hit the gap placement shot to the bottom of the hill here. Anything on the top of the hill where the drone was flying is great. And for really the bottom of that hill, you just want to get through this gap, land at the bottom of the hill. And then it's pretty routine.
Little sawed off there from Ben.
Full send from Mark there.
Just that one big, I mean, it's not even that big of a tree, but it's just dead center right in the fairway, right where you want to throw.
Not the worst result there to settle in the fairway. Great risk rewards hole here. You can play a safe mid-range and take your par, but these guys can all throw something to the top of the hill. Give themselves an easy look at 3 as well.
Cale, not quite the turnover he was looking for on that one there.
I'm pretty sure that gives him an edge of circle look though from the left side. All just playing a smooth one, probably the edge of circle as well, or maybe even closer. Ben with a fighter there.
He almost caught that little knoll there. I think he almost caught the bucket here too from the look on his face.
He liked it.
I believe I didn't have the angle on Mark's, but I think it hit some chains or caught some metal coming in there.
Great putt from Cale there.
Kale doing Kale things. He was right about it, the circle, Josh. Maybe a little bit longer.
Great finish from Ben.
It's kind of what you would expect on that hole. You have to really be in pretty good position to attack it. And there were a couple of guys off the left side, so makes it tricky. This is a very tight gap. Really straight ahead. Just have to hit the gap.
Ooh, that did not look good.
Mark with the digger there.
You can see that slick mud there. One little step off the end. Was glad to see he was okay. Some body English from
Paul
Paul.
with the hip swing there. Hopefully it worked.
Nice looking up shot there.
Great run. There's a bit of a drop off behind this green as well. It makes those bottom of the hill jump putts kind of scary.
Yeah, definitely seeing a trend on this course with their greens. Some danger.
Everybody taking the 3 on hole number 5.
Hole 6 here is a very interesting hole. Plays a little uphill, but not as much as it would appear. You really just have to crest something over that initial mound and get by the trees. Probably mid-range for most of these guys, maybe fairway. Just clear it with not much height and it should settle up by that little mounded green.
Man.
Just an awful break for Mark there.
Yet again, another single tree right in the middle of the fairway.
That was a great looking shot from Paul.
Nobody on the card getting off real clean.
Mark was just in an awful spot here. He did pretty well, honestly, to get out to almost the fairway.
Anytime you're in a tournament and you throw 3 consecutive shots, that's not a good sign. A tough hole for Mark here.
Great recovery shot there in the third.
That was terrific.
Ben making this hole an easy 3, hopefully, which is really what you want to do unless you fillet the drive. This was mine.
Oh,
Sheesh.
that was so well laid up.
You can see the mounded green there. You can have a pretty good layup that turns into circle's edge comebacker.
Wily veteran Kale content to take his 3
Oh,
there
and it
not
doesn't
roll.
bother him. Way to clean that one up, Paul.
Throws the disc down in celebration. Oh no! Wow.
This was tough.
Well, the pain continues.
Hole 6 definitely showing its teeth there a little bit. Nobody getting off the tee pad entirely clean, so 3 pars and a quadruple bogey from Mark there.
Hole 7 is a big turnover through this gap, or sidearm hole. I don't remember how many guys here throw sidearm, but
Don't.
maybe zero.
There are a lot of little trees on this one. Get in your way.
Good
That looked
redirect.
like a pretty good cape there.
Let's go.
This looks great.
Tree down there somewhere. I'm calling parts.
He likes it. He likes it.
It's about as excited as Paul's going to get.
Mark hitting nothing there. I think that's going to get him over around the corner to give himself a look.
He might be off to the right a little bit on that one. I think he got a little bit of turnover on it.
Straight looking line from Ben.
Having fun.
Goodness.
I know.
He was feeling it early in this round. You could tell with that putter from different angles, having different stances.
Great dunk from Kale.
Just filleting things with that putter today so far.
Ben with a touch of a comebacker after that run.
Yeah.
No problem.
Nice.
You gotta love Mark's choice of socks.
Yeah, Paul, nice too, bro.
Quite the stylish statement.
Hole 8 here. This is a treacherous par 4. Guys could go roller, big kind of turnover. It plays uphill to a landing zone, and then you're playing a downhill shot from there into the green, which has a little casual creek there.
It's a pretty tough green with that creek. If you have a longer approach shot, it's really easy to get in trouble with that water.
Is that an OB creek?
I believe it's OB.
Okay. I was remembering it as casual, but it's been.
Yeah.
I think somebody threw it in on my card and had to take the penalty stroke on it.
Great looking stand up from Ben there. Just a full send from Mark again. And that thing, I believe, pushed deep into the right, which worked out fairly well.
You know, Michael Johansson throws those shots and just turns and walks back. Kale is exactly the opposite. He'll go running ahead to see his shots.
With this many trees out there, I don't blame them.
That looks like he's coming in pretty good.
Oh, so Mark's did hyzer out over there.
Yeah, it's dry. It's got to be dry.
Little tester from Ben here.
Oh, great finish.
A few cleanups here.
I didn't see him take his meter. It might have been casual.
Pretty good 3 threes there.
Indeed.
Hole 9 normally has a shorter placement than this and plays as a par 3, so they moved it for this tournament. I don't know if it's always, for the tournament's always in long or not, but definitely longer than it normally plays on this course.
Just for a minute. Should be fine. Good looking shot.
Definitely a gettable par 4. Really, it should be a simple par 4 for these guys, but the green is very treacherous as well, very sloped.
Pretty good.
Oh, with a smooth little pop up there. This is a tough position though. Should be a pretty easy save, 4-3 on the par save from them at least. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon.
Pretty early tree from Mark. He's up again here. This one's looking better.
Come on!
Good approach from Paul there. You really have to pick your angle coming into the screen because it's quite sloped.
Good looking angle by Ben there.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Oh, so Cale had rolled away and was down at the bottom.
Is that okay
Wow.
pond you're talking about?
Sit. All right.
Go, buddy.
It's tough for Mark. I think that's going to make it a double for him. See if these guys can get out of this hole here. I'm not talking figuratively.
Could just end up sliding down that hill all day.
So I'd set up a GoPro back behind this. It's a short hole and an aceable hole. We're hoping to maybe catch an ace, but we weren't treated to one on this day.
Did a little catch cam here, so. Ben up first. It's nice height on the way in there. It looked like just catches the guardian tree.
You got kicked in the right direction. Up next is Paul. Now we got Cale.
That was the park job line. Just catching the one last tree. Full send again for Mark.
I actually did a replay on this because I thought at first he caught the pole, but looking at it again now, I see he caught the ground in front of the basket. But still a great shot.
Still going about 50 miles an hour when it hit a foot away from the basket.
Great bid and great sit there for Paul.
Yeah, dangerous green, pretty steep.
Good sit there for Ben too.
I feel like one of the themes of this course is not a lot of comfortable circle's edge putts. You're always on some slope, kind of funky footing.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many miscue rollaways, but I imagine they build up here.
Hole 11 here is what looks like a sidearm hole on the camera, but the angle really quite isn't there. So most guys will throw a big like putter turnover or mid-range turnover. You might see a sidearm, but probably not from these guys. That was a great looking angle from Kale, and I think caught a late tree.
Suave.
This was a tough one to film, but if you listen real carefully, you can tell who had a good shot. The late tree kick or the...
Oh my gosh.
Great bit from Ben.
Right off the
He thought he had to. He's already had a few of those on the day. Kale not happy with his effort there. Good run by Mark.
Oh, just a little left out of his hand. Par frame on that 217 footer.
For 217, it was fairly tough. This is a... Oops.
Pretty straightaway shot, but
I was trying to remember this hole.
again, so many obstructions. And once again, we've got water right near the bucket on the green that the guys have to contend with.
Nice little second redirect there.
Ching.
I was looking right at it.
So you can see these guys, some of them playing this sneaky right gap. A lot of cards, you'd probably see a couple of guys go into the sidearm on this hole. These guys prefer to turn over.
Have we seen a flick yet today? I don't remember
I don't
seeing one
I
yet.
don't know that we have seen one yet. Your under of 5 is looking pretty strong right now.
I should have put some big money on that under.
Good deuce by Ben there, I believe.
All right on line, but little light.
Maybe a little quick there by Mark. This left side is all soggy. You can see these guys are just sticking down there. This hole, one of the signature holes at White Cedar, got this big uphill shot, and it plays along the canyon on the right side here. You'll see the basket come into play. You really just have to place something safely up the hill and not try and bite off too much, and then you can attack. You see Ben kicking to the right, which is not great, but better than kicking way to the left.
There's a huge canyon to the left, so you really were in purgatory if you get over there.
Kale looked to be in a good spot. Mark pushes all the way up to the top of the spine there, I believe.
This hill is steeper than it looks to be on camera. It's pretty uphill there.
And it looks steep on camera. This is Paul from kind of short, but not in the worst position. He gives himself, I believe, a circle's edge putt or so.
Wow.
Benny.
Ben was a little deeper down there than I thought. big tomahawk from him. Give himself a look. Little approach there from Kale. He was just in jail in some sticks. I thought he was along the top of the spine there.
Yes. Nice buck.
Wow.
At this point in the round, you can see some sunshine starting to break out for the first time, and some of those jackets coming off. So we'll have some good weather for at least a few holes here.
I remember that when the rain stopped, the wind came up too. I think we'll see some wind here in the next couple holes. We'll see how Paul does without his good luck beanie.
This is just a little sort of Spikeiser hole, but it's got a very dangerous on the back side. It drops away quickly. Maybe not, just hyzer. Mid-range, probably. Fairway driver, possibly. But just have to make sure not to push it too far there.
Oh my gosh, brother.
It's a good looking run by Mark.
Oh, come on, man.
The sounds of disco.
Be careful.
Couple of good birdies there. Feels like a musket, but if you push that one down the hill, it's tough. This is one of the other signature holes on the course. Just whatever you can throw straight, 250-ish, but you're throwing right over this big canyon. It's a very fun hole. Ben with a good run at it there. Settles.
Starting to see the wind in the trees here a little bit now.
I'll get in the hole.
When that was halfway there, I thought it was going to ring it up.
Beautiful run.
About to get sneaky. Stick. At least it's settled on the hill to where it's a fairly easy up and down here. If that takes off rolling, it can just turn into a nightmare.
Be careful.
Hole 16 here. This is a very intimidating tee shot. You just want to get something over the canyon and hopefully in this little fairway leave yourself a routine pitch up. But I think all these guys will be going turnover or flat turnover shot here. This looks good from Ben. If you play the drive well, it's incredibly easy for, but if you don't, it could be a snowman.
Thanks.
this is tight right.
Mark, this would not be a good one to slip off the front on. Keeps his footing
This
out.
is a little tight as well. So this is a provisional here. With his first one flipping over right, he just decided to throw this so he didn't have to walk all the way back up the mountain. And that's a great shot.
It's pretty steep downhill, steep back uphill, and very slick. So yeah, you know, I'll walk all the way back and throw a second tee shot.
Luckily we were able to find it there, but still a tough position just to get up to give himself a look at par. There's Mark from a nasty little spot on the right as well. Ben's been giving these a run all day. Once again.
Yeah,
Nice looking line again.
came in chain height.
And Paul kicked on his outshot there.
You good?
Kind of overshot the fairway.
Yeah.
Good bit, Mark.
You just expect that to go in the way he's shooting today.
He wanted it.
Good force save there by Paul. Mark as well. Easy 3 by Ben, I believe, and Cale.
Well done by those two.
Hole 17, this one isn't quite, the elevation doesn't show. It's quite uphill. Probably mostly turnovers along the left.
There's our cameraman Josh sitting on the bunny.
Yeah. Had to get up there, get a little cameo for the video.
So of the shots I saw on this hole, different days, most of the guys like to go to the left. There's definitely a gap on the right if you really like that forehand hyzer shot. I'm sorry, the backhand hyzer shot. Some guys like to go that right side too.
Cale with a great looking turnover that didn't quite get paid off there. I believe Paul is going this tight gap. Not liking that. I believe that stuck up in the tree as well.
It's like Mark shooting that same gap. Oh, so close.
If that just gets to the right of that tree, he's up there
It would have been beautiful.
in the green. And Paul was in the tree, so had to take his lie here in a just awful spot.
Really nice shot for what he had to work with there. Ooh,
What a great finish there.
yeah,
Great putt there.
those are not easy putts to make down on a knee with all the obstruction.
And there's
Great
a
up and
little,
down from Mark.
there's a little drop off behind that basket there too.
Nice save, guys.
Incredible up and down from Paul there as well.
Yeah, indeed. Being directly under that tree on his second shot.
All very different ways of going about it, but pars around.
Hole 18 here. Plays along this like, I'm guessing inner tube run during the winter. And you want to get yourself anything up there in the fairway and then try and throw a mid-range hyzer into the green. But anything early here in this hole can get troublesome. Little turnover from Ben. Probably not quite the distance he wanted there, but in the bowl. Kale pushing the
Yeah.
ceiling.
Oh, no, it's a white one.
You don't.
You don't have to do anything.
This is early from Paul. Though.
It's gonna go higher. I was surprised it was so
Oh, it's a tree. It's a tree shaking. Go. Fire destroyer, right?
I have no idea where that one went.
Looks like a smash.
I think you got it in the fairway in the middle. I see 3 discs there, I believe.
Paul, even though he had the early release, at least settled at the bottom of the hill there and was able to pitch it up.
Go.
Oh my god.
That was a great looking shot. You just have to push around this this right side and hyzer something in. Hopefully a mid if you're up, or a putter if you're up the hill far enough. As you can see from some of the guys, if you're down the hill a ways, it takes a little higher speed disc.
Hi, good.
Kind of a struggle for Mark today, but he was not giving up. He was giving those a run all day, and it was fun to watch him battle. Oh. Good thing that sits on that little mound there, because it could have kept going for a minute.
Is Paul going to be a hero?
Good play.
It's going to be smart.
Remember Cale just being kind of surprised that he didn't make that one. Kind of confused look on his face. Ben to finish his fire round.
Great finish.
Very nice.
I mean, he had 3 or 4 throw-ins from outside of circle 2 that could have gone, that could have made it something outrageous.
That'll put him as the tournament leader after one round, too.
Easy, guys.
So we got Ben coming in at -9, taking the lead for the tournament, rated at 1052. Cale right behind him at 8. Paul at -4. Mark, a rough day, at +4. Hey, thanks for watching. We've got coverage of the other rounds too, so be sure and check those out, and we'll see you next time.